Hello out there, we're on the air. It's a curling day today, coming to you live from the Lake Tahoe Epic Curling Club in State Line, Nevada. Mere feet from Lake Tahoe. I'm exaggerating, it's got to be 400 yards, I guess. It's still very close, it's still very beautiful, and it's turned into a bright, sunshiny day. Both inside and outside the Lake Tahoe Curling Club. This latest draw features a bout between Team Gilbert of Oval Curling Club of Utah and Team Chen of Orange County Curling. Before we started the broadcast, they did the draw shot challenge to see who would go first by being closer to the center of the house. Gilbert won that and has the advantage of the hammer. As we see Chen lead. Martin Blomgren throw his second rock. His first rock was heavy, the second rock is lighter. It needs to sit down and to be a guard. And it is a guard. As we see Jerry St. James throw his second rock, the lead for Team Gilbert. The defending champions of this event, they won the inaugural event last year at the San Francisco Bay Area Curling Club in Oakland, California. They were known as Team Hearst last year, which I was able to do some wordplay to say that the team went from Hearst to First. To win the event. They were a relatively new team and they were able to win the event right out of the gate. And winner of the event does go to Nationals, set for late October, I believe, in Wausau, Wisconsin. This is the second for Chen. This would be Alec Mitchell, I believe. You can tell it's a question because the pitch of my voice went up. Wanted to throw a takeout, had the heat, just not the right line. So that was the fifth rock to the end. So now Gilbert can start clearing guards. Also the one that's on the center line.
But the cars are not that way. Cars are at Pioneer Airport. So I don't know. There's not going to be super much.
So this is Tyler Fredsall throwing second rocks. Looking to clear that guard. Possible jam. It does kiss that blue, and then both rocks go out of play. So pretty open so far as Chen is asking for a tight guard. And let's time this to see how the rocks are. I think T-weight is about 14.4. It has been, or it was in a previous draw. They're really sweeping it from post to post, and they had to, because that was 18-6, and that was good for a snoop guard, which is what I call a high guard. By the way, there are many dispensaries in this area, if you needed to know. They don't call it the High Sierra for nothing. So that was a team swoop there. Really great team effort for a tight guard. I think they would have hoped for a biter, as Alex Eaton Salners delivers the rock. Just a draw, it appears. Still in the back four there. So as I've been mentioning through this event, we have 10 teams in the field. I'm not entirely sure of the order of Team Gilbert as Skip Ramin Gilbert heads down the sheet to throw. I'm going to guess that the order is, yes, Ramin throws third and David Hurst throws first. And that is actually how they played it last year. It's just, I guess when they entered the team, they entered in David's name as the team name. So it does make contact with that red in the house and rolls undercover. That was well done. Let's see the replay. It's just, I guess when they entered the team, they entered in David's name as the team name. So it does make contact with that red in the house and rolls undercover. That was well done. Next rock is away for Team Chen. So we do have 10 teams in the field, and to help get the games in that we needed, we are doing 2 pools of 5 teams each. And that means each team will play 4 games by the end of day Saturday night. And that will set the pool for the playoffs. Given what I've seen, it appears that the first and second teams in pool will advance to the games, to the semifinals Sunday morning, and then the Sunday championship is set for high noon here at the Lake Tahoe Club. And so we'll see which teams will punch their tickets to the playoffs. Looks like Gilbert was trying to do a heavy draw to chip that red out, but I guess plan B is to move the guard out of the way. Ooh, this could be bad for Gilbert. Good for Chen though, as Gilbert crashed on the guard, promoted the guard into the house, and now Chen is sitting 2 behind the button and on the outer edge of the forefoot, the red ring on the right. So Chen makes his way to the bat here, or to the hat. There's no bat really, aside from that person's head. I think that's from Ramin's head. Alright, this is Will Chen's first here without the hammer. draw was the call. Kind of park it in front of their shot stone. This is coming a little heavy, but a little kiss and roll would be great. And that is what the doctor ordered. So now Gilbert's kind of in a tough position to try to even draw for one. I think they could try to double those reds out. It's a long double though, and that's what they're dialing up. I think at the very least they would get rid of one, and then if they're lucky they would get two. Doesn't matter which necessarily. Ideally you get the one on the button. Here's David Hurst first with the hammer. Going to make contact. It might. I was worried about the jam. The jam didn't happen. So basically, all Chen needs to do is put that guard back up, and they'd be sitting two. And Gilbert's going to be hard pressed to try to even get into the house for a single point. We have 2 sheets in action every draw. This is Will Chen's last here. So this is our feature sheet on sheet A, Gilbert versus Chen. On sheet 2, we have Team Spangler from Wine Country taking on Team Fry. Fry hails from Wine Country as well, so it's another Wine Country clash. So that crashed. On the blue and rolled into the pile. So it does give Gilbert an out for a force. Right now, Chen is sitting 3, and Gilbert's going to try to pop out that red and the back button for a single point. It's going to be important for that blue to stick around, which is the tricky part of the shot. It's the last rock here, the first end. Jerry and Tyler are just walking with it right now. Now, I thought they were going to sweep it. It's kind of hanging out. It needs to curl like another 3 or 4 inches. It's breaking right now. Right on the schnoz. Slight roll. Good for 1. That was a really well played end for Chen to force Gilbert to a single point. So while they get cleaned up, there's a minute break between each end, so we're going to pause for a second, and we'll be right back to the action when we come back to the 2024 MoPac Men's Arena Playdowns, brought to you by doubletakeout.com. And speaking at doubletakeout.com, they are a sponsor of this event. Every week or throughout the competitive curling season, proprietor Ken Pomeroy, who is here at this event playing, proprietor Ken Pomeroy crunches the numbers and comes up with stats and rankings for the top men's, women's, and mixed doubles teams from around the world. It's a curling aficionado's dream, and you can find it at doubletakeout.com. So we are back to the action. We have 4 Wine Country club teams here, and we have 3 oval curling club teams. That's 7 of the 10 teams. Rounding out the field are 2 Orange County club teams and a Hollywood team. So it's great to see clubs from throughout the Mountain Pacific region. That's the name of the region, so it's great. And again, the winner of this event will represent MoPac at the Arena Nationals in Wausau, Wisconsin. So going for a draw here from Jerry St. James. And so we're going to see Martin Blomgren, I think, try to do a takeout here. He's been curling for 4 years. appearances include the 2023 5 and Under Nationals and the 2022 event. He was also the 2023 Senior Nationals. This one I think is over curling. Although it does settle in the back of the 8. I wonder if that was the shot, not a takeout. I think maybe the goal was a corner guard, but it ended up not being much of a corner guard. Jerry's next shot is away. Jerry, I had biographical information on it. I'll be right back in just a moment. This is the net stone coming from Blomgren. That is a corner guard for Chen. And I think Gilbert wants Tyler to curl around that corner guard. Looks like a pretty good line, good release. Try to find the biographical information that the team's provided. Tyler has been curling for 6 years. That curls into a center position. And so Will Chen just wants to blow that up. Not wasting any time for the second Alec Mitchell. Been curling for 3 years. His appearances include, one second. Just want to find the best camera angle for you guys. The 2024 MoPac Men's Club Playdowns. So got rid of one of the blue. So Tyler's been curling for 6 years. He was the curling club lead champion at Park City for the winter 23-24. Also the champion at the McCall, Idaho Rocktoberspiel event in 2019 and 22. And it looks like Tyler's going to put the center blue back in. A little separation. Does create a bit of a double possibility there. As Tyler jumped in on the sweeping too. It's really great when, I mean, ideally you don't need it, but if the person who delivers the rock can help sweep, sometimes it's needed. It looks like we're trying to get Alec to throw the takeout heat again. He was also the C event winner, playing lead at the Coyotes Curling Club Superhero 5 and Under. This actually crashes on the guard and will roll wide left. The guard also goes out of play. We're keeping track of scores at bonspieler.com, named after everyone's favorite Austrian, Bonspieler. Or Bonspieler. Yeah. Sometimes these jokes work. But bonspieler.com has the updated live scores. They also have the schedule and links to the YouTube videos and standings and so much more. It's all at bonspieler.com. As we see, Remy Gilbert gets set in the hatch. looking, I believe, just to put up a center guard. Because they're sitting 2 right now in the center. Ramin's been curling for 3 years. His team was the champion at the 2023 Camp and Curl at Ogden Curling. It just draws in the pile. One of the blues gets kicked back to the forefoot. It does give Chen a possibility to maybe just like draw down and maybe roll under the blue cover themselves. And it looks like Chen might be opting to just blow up those center blues and just have a better chance of getting to the center of the house for his last shots. As we see Alex Eaton-Salters kick out a hack. Alex has been curling for 4 years. Let's see if he can bring some noise here with his shot. He's going to get 1, and that's all. Gilbert sitting 2. Shot stone is just to the right of the button on the forefoot. So it looks like Gilbert is playing a really sound strategy without the hammer here in the second end. Really controlling the center of the house and in front of the center of the house. Really reducing the scoring area and making it harder for Chen to get into the center to score. So Ramin was born and raised in Florida and spent most of his life thinking ice only came in cubes. Moving to Utah in 2006 after college and started taking interest in the sport while watching the Torino Olympics. But he didn't actually come back to the sport until 16 years later in 2022. But he and the rest of his team have really made tremendous strides. I like to note that one of the first bonspiels that many of the players were at was a bonspiel that I was at with them. And they struck out on their own, and they've definitely done very, very well for themselves, and it's awesome to see. Alex has 2 8-enders to his credits as he clears one of those blue rocks. He got 1 at the Southern California Curling Center, which is now closed, unfortunately. And then he also got 1 at the Oakland facility, the new Oakland facility for San Francisco Bay Area Curling Club. So a pretty solid accomplishment there. As we see David Hurst throw the first of his 2 fourth rocks. He's also been curling for 3 years. He started curling after trying to sign up for bobsledding with the Utah Olympic Legacy Foundation, but they were sold out for the rest of the season. The next best thing with openings was a Learn to Curl, which it's really great. I curl out of the Oval in Utah. It's just west of Salt Lake City. We have Learn to Curls almost every week, and we have space for up to 48, so we can definitely get a lot of people in. A lot of people do participate. It's a really great experience. It's just great to share the sport with others, which is why I'm here, talking about curling and not playing it. So, looks like Gilbert's only sitting 1, but buried under those blue rocks. As Will Chen throws his first with the hammer, the last rock advantage. Will Chen's been curling for 10 years. His experience includes being at the men's club playdowns for MoPac in 23-24 as lead. Let's see if we can get a good view of this rock. Oh, here we go. Just a smidge heavy. It's going to end up in the back of the house. So it looks like Gilbert wants to try and draw around those guards and sit two and really force Chen to draw for one somehow with a very narrow scoring area. This is David's last. This is maybe looking a little light. It could end up in a position where it's going to block the draw path and the path to the button for a scoring opportunity. It doesn't quite get there. There is a pretty solid draw. All Chen has to do is bite the ooh. Because he's playing on the left side. I mean, that does seem to be the more open path. There's no port there because it's wide open. But I was thinking if he wanted to be aggressive, he could try to chip out that blue, kick it to the right, and maybe get two that way. Excuse me. I was thinking about drawing through the port on the right because that was what he shot his first time. This is Will Chen, draw for one, most likely. Looks like he came out a little wide. This is also a new path. I don't think anyone's been down this path. And sometimes it can be hard to break in a very new path. It's slower and it can be hard to predict. They were really sweeping the heck out of it though. And it does turn out to be a steal of one. For Team Gilbert, they are going to take a 2-0 lead. But Chen carries the hammer into the third end. I'm going to pause for hydration with our not sponsor water. And we'll be right back to our coverage of the 2024 Men's Arena National Playdowns. Coming to you live from Lake Tahoe, Epic Curling. Rocks in play, we are underway. As Jerry St. James throws his first of the third end of a possible 8. Jerry's been curling for 2 years, and it looks like that rock ended up as a center-ish guard. Not quite center, and I think Chen is going to opt to draw a corner guard on the right from this view. It crashes on the guard. And there's a question if that was a center guard or not.
Okay, we're good to go.
I think they're just going to let it play out. So Gilbert's going to draw around that ticked center-ish guard as Jerry throws the second stone. And there's also going to be a center guard. And that is clearly on the line. As Blomgren is about to throw, I believe, a draw. This is going to be a little heavy. I know we're having some signal problems, folks, and I'll see what I can do to fix it. The hub is line of sight, and sometimes the curlers stand in front of it, so it's kind of hard to find places where people aren't going to stand. As Tyler gets set to throw his next. I think they were hoping to maybe make a play on that red in the house, but they do clear the guard. So we are seeing Alec Mitchell get sets. He curls out of both Orange County and Hollywood Curling. He started curling in 21 at the Southern California Curling Center, which closed in 2022, so he's been on arena ice ever since. Does clear those two guards. Let's check out this double takeout brought to you by doubletakeout.com. In 21 at the Southern California Curling Center, which closed in 2022, so he's been on arena ice ever since. Does clear those two guards. Let's check out this double takeout brought to you by doubletakeout.com. As we see the next ruck coming for Gilbert. He's going to hit hit the red in the house and roll to the wing. So it's now Gilbert sitting to one in the house. Looks like David Hurst had to really sweep to hold the line on that rock that Tyler just threw. This is Alex's next stone. I think looking to just draw around that cornerish guard on the right. Okay, maybe not. Just based on the way it looks like they were going to try and make a play on the blue. But this is actually going to go through the house. Another factor with the stutter might be the just its camera equipment in a cold environment. Well, we are doing our best. If there's any way I can make this better, I will do my best to accomplish it. As Remy Gilbert gets set. So he says he spends most of his time parenting 3 kids, showing them where to sweep, pointing them in the right direction, and breaking up fights over whose turn it is to throw. That definitely sounds like a skip. It looks like Gilbert is opted to try and draw around the red. Perhaps it ends up being just a draw for the button. It's pretty exposed, and so Chen's going to take it on with Alec. Looking halfway. Looks like it's a bit wide just based on where Chen adjusted his broom. Trying to push it over. It's not going to get there. And so now it is Gilbert sitting at 2. And I'm going to guess Gilbert's going to try and throw the same shot with just a little less weight. He's sitting 3 and protecting that shot stone on the button. This is Gilbert's last of the 3rd rocks. And this is going to end up partially covering the shot stone. When that is combined with the mid guard, it's pretty buried. So Chen's going to try and just pop it out. Maybe do the double. See where the rock will end up. It's going to get one of the reds, punches it through the back of the house. So now it's starting to be a tricky situation for Gilbert. I think, doing an offset guard might be the approach, because trying to pop out that red might be tricky. It might lead to a jam on the blue in the back. So looking for a draw. I think a guard. It doesn't have to be a tight guard. So it looked like he floated it out a little bit. So looking maybe for a plan B. Actually, it caught right there. It's coming back. It's going to actually end up in front of that red slightly. So we are to the 4th and skip stones. looks like Chen's opting to draw. I think maybe possibly trying to set something up with his last. This is a tough situation. I don't know if I would draw this in this situation. Because, I mean, if you need to draw and find a way to dislodge that blue off of the button. And I don't know if the draw can accomplish that. And then if you know putting any red rock there complicates any sort of run back later in the end. Which I guess I can maybe see some possibilities. So he's throwing with a bit more weight than Hurst threw with his first. And this looks to be okay. It's starting to carry a little bit. And it's going to go through the back of the house and it's going to sit. It does sit down. So it looks like Gilbert's probably going to try and draw. And it's going to be kind of dangerous for him. I would think my first inclination is to try to put a second stone in the house. But if you put it in the wrong place, it could create a double for Chen to take on and get 2 or maybe 3 points out of it. So I think just the guard is the call here. And this is going to be second shot. It does possibly create that double if Chen were to take it on. And that's what he's looking at. He's looking at the double. I think the risk is worth it for the potential reward, which would be 2, maybe 3. I think this 2 is more likely if he makes a double. This is the last rock here. In the third end, Will Chen looking for 2 and 2. So I think this thing is a little wide as the sweepers were pulled off of it. It is 1, but one of the blues does stick around, which is always a possibility. It's going to be a steal to 1 for Team Gilbert, but a really good effort there by Will Chen in his ring. As Team Gilbert takes a 3-0 lead. We're going to have to take a pause and we'll be right back to the 2024 MoPac Men's Arena National Playdowns. Coming to you live from Lake Tahoe Epic Curling. All right, welcome back to the 2024 MoPac Men's Arena Playdowns, brought to you by doubletakeout.com. We are playing up to 8 ends of competition today for this drop. And then we're also going to take a 5-minute break after this 4th end. And so that means, you know, a halftime show. And so I'm going to try this joke a couple times this weekend, but everyone saw breaking at the Paris Olympics that just happened, and it was great. It's not going to be at the Los Angeles Games in 4 years, so we at MoPac are having our own MoPac breaking competition during halftime throughout the Playdowns. So, you know, we won't be able to broadcast it for, you know, copyright reasons and everything, but, you know, all the B-boys and B-girls are gathering inside the Lake Tahoe Epic Curling Club, ready to throw down and show us their moves. That's coming up at the halftime. So I would say tune in, but we won't be able to broadcast it. Although it would be really hilarious if we got breaking to be here at a curling event. I don't know how well they would do on the ice, though. So it looks like Gilbert's trying to draw play into the rings, part of an effort to keep a clean sheet and reduce scoring opportunities for Chen and his ring, as Martin throws his seconds. Looking for a guard. It's going to be close. It's going to settle into the house. Actually, maybe looking to draw right on top of the blue that Jerry just threw. Not quite a freeze, and so now Tyler is going to be asked to try and take it out. Looking for takeout weight here. Sweepers are called off. Looks like it's going to make contact, and it's going to kick the red over the blue. So we're back to where we were 2 rocks ago, with Gilbert sitting the 1 blue in the back 4 foot. So I think Chen is also looking for a takeout, I'm guessing, from Alec Mitchell. Could be trying to put up a guard or a draw to the right. And actually that does seem to be the case. A tight corner guard or top of the house, as we watch the rock sail down the sheet. We've been seeing about 3 feet of curl, although some places curl more than others. Definitely a huge thanks to the ice crew for this event, as Alex Rock settles in the back 8 foot, I believe, as Tyler gets set to take that out. This is going to sail past, unfortunately. So a miss there from Tyler. So now Chen has a possibility brewing, just like a watched pot about to boil. As you see Mitchell's stone come down the way, looking for a takeout, calling for sweep. Looking to hit that blue, it might miss it. And it does. Oh, what a Not for a lack of trying though. The sweepers are on it, trying to hold that line. People who are not familiar with what sweeping does. Sweeping helps the stone stay straighter and go further. Those are the two primary things, although as you get more advanced at the game, you try to do different techniques to maybe accentuate the curl or to maybe straighten it out even more. As Jerry has the broom down for Ramin. Gonna try that takeout. Looks pretty good, might be a little tight. As Tyler's really sweeping to try and hold that line. Looks like it will make contact. And the red rock goes out of play, and there's 2 Gilbert stones now in the house. So there's a possible double there. Or at the very least, maybe a hit and roll. Calling for takeout weights. As Alec gets set. This is a tricky rotation, looking to hit it on the inside. And it's actually curling now, maybe trying to get the blue on the left. It's going to get there. Maybe a bit of a tap. Just a slight tap. So they're not frozen together. They're about 3 to 4 inches separated from each other. So it looks like Gilbert's going to try to see that hit, that takeout. Jerry's asking for takeout weight, normal takeout weight. Maybe a little bit more than normal. And as we go through the game, I'd like to remind viewers to watch for the aim, balance, and curl release of the people throwing the rock, because those are fundamentals that really help shape effective curling play. And this is actually going to hit the blue in the back. So just a miss there, unfortunately. It does open up that red, so that red is wide open now. And it looks like Chen wants to take on that blue on the right. It's just at 2. So this really does shift the momentum towards Team Chen. It is crazy how quickly momentum can shift in this game. This is maybe over curling. It's close. It will clip the blue, send it to the back of the house out of play, and the shooter will roll wide to the right. So it definitely got the job done that Chen was looking for. So this could be a tricky situation for Gilbert to try to avoid giving up 2 points here. I think maybe looking for a bit of a hit and roll from David Hurst. Sweepers are called off. Actually, Jerry's trying to push it over. I think they're hoping for a little bit of a roll. And I think they're going to get some roll. No. Not much of a roll at all. That is my running joke when I skip. Call the shots. I said, get ready for the roll, get ready for the roll. And like 95 times out of 100, there's no roll. Obviously, I think as you get better at the game, calling line, as the players do too, I think you might be able to better play the hit and roll. But for arena curlers who are on the ice like 1 or 2 times a week, it's still a bit hard sometimes. This is Will Chen's first. Okay, to time that rock. Looks to be a little up weight. And it is. It's a 10-5. We're going to do that blue out, and the red is also going to go out of play. So, just as quickly as the momentum shifted toward Chen, and now it kind of shifts back towards the middle, maybe favoring Gilbert a little bit. Because if Gilbert gets rid of that red, then the most Chen is going to be able to score is a single point, and it's not likely Chen's going to settle for a single point. Although sometimes you settle for a single just to start scoring and get rid of the hammer. As you see, David Hurst gets set for his last without the hammer here in the fourth end. Looking for some takeout weights. Tyler is working to hold the line. That's an 8-8. Mission accomplished. So now Chen can try to hit that blue out and then have the red shooter roll away to blank the end. Or they could have just drawn for a single point. But again, it's a 3-point game, only halfway through. I think he's going to try to blank the end and carry that hammer advantage into the fifth end. Last rock here, coming from Will Chen. Looking for the blank. It's going to be close. Needs the red to roll away. And it looks like it will. So mission accomplished by Will Chen. A successful blank. He's going to carry the hammer into the fifth end. While Gilbert holds a 3-0 lead in this contest. They're going to take a 5-minute break. We'll be right back. Before I sign off or take a pause, I'm going to update you guys on the game on the second sheets. And that's the game between... One second. That's the team between, the game between Team Spangler of Wine Country and Team Fry of Wine Country. Spangler opened up the scoring with a 4 spot in the first, stole the second with a single. Fry got on the board with 2, and they're playing out the fourth end right now with the score Spangler 5, Fry 2. So we're going to take a pause right now. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes as our coverage from the 2024 MoPac Men's Arena Playdowns continues from the Lake Tahoe Epic Curling Club. Welcome back to the 2024 MoPac Men's Arena Playdowns, brought to you by doubletakeout.com. Oh man, you should have seen that breaking competition during the halftime interval. People said you couldn't break dance to Gregorian chants, but these B-girls and B-boys proved everyone wrong. I guess you had to be here to see it. As we see Martin Blomgren get set. To return our focus to the future game, the scoring has been all in favor of Team Gilbert out of the Oval Curling Club of Utah. Chen's had some opportunities. And then in this last end, they didn't really have much of a chance to score more than one, so they opted to hit a Gilbert blue stone out of play and lose their shooter to blink the end. And so they have the hammer advantage in this fifth end out of a possible 8 ends. On sheet B, waiting to see if they move so I can see the scoreboard. No score seems to be posted right now. So for Gilbert, Gilbert has 2 rocks in the house, and Chen is just going to take that on right now. Looks like he's throwing some weight, but I don't know if it's on target. Trying to definitely keep it in or on target, but it's not going to get there. So just a miss, and now it allows Gilbert to put up a guard or put another blue stone in the house. As we see Tyler push out a hatch. I think looking for a guard or to draw into the pile. So on sheet B, the wine country clash between Team Spengler and Team Fry. So Spangler is able to add 2 in the fourth to take a 7-2 lead over Team Fry. Fry has a hammer in this fifth end, which is underway. As we are seeing Alec Mitchell throw his first, I believe, looking for some weight. Does get all 3 blues moving, gets 2 of the blues out of the way. Let's check out that double takeout, brought to you by doubletakeout.com. Alec Mitchell throw his first, I believe, looking for some weight. Does get all 3 blues moving, gets 2 of the blues out of the way. Let's check out that double take. So that was a double takeout brought to you by doubletakeout.com. Looking for a guard, it appears. It's going to end up being a middle guard. Let's see how much of the shot stone is protected. And that is, I would say, almost entirely buried, or it almost entirely covers the shot stone. Words are important, guys. So it looks like Chen's asking Alex to take on the double, at the very least clear the blue. Seems to be close. Going to get one of the blues. It just over curled. Maybe a little tight out of hand. So we're at the third rocks as Gilbert slides his way down the ice. Jerry holding the broom for his skip. And I think just looking for another guard, top of the house stone. Looks like a pretty good release. Let's see where the rock ends up as it moves across the ice. This looks to be a little heavier than the last for Gilbert. It might over curl. And indeed it does over curl slightly. That does, I think, still maintain that double possibility for Chen to take on. This is Alex Eaton-Salters. Looking to get 1 or 2 of the blues moving. Gets both blues moving. The other blue, one of the blues rolled wide to the left. So it is Gilbert still seeing shot stone in the house. This could be a tricky shot. I think the strategy here is to just get rid of the red counter. The danger is running that red back onto the blue. So no danger of the jam, but the shooter rolls wide left in the guard zone, not really guarding much. So now Chen is going to look to take on that blue on the left, the only counting stone in the house. The interesting thing about this situation is that he didn't necessarily need to take this blue on. I mean, although it's a good call. I see the red shooter roll wide to the left. Shot made. I was thinking they could theoretically draw around that corner guard that's up high, just to the left of the center. But it does make sense to get rid of that blue counter. As we are to fourth and skip stones. Looking for a hit. I think maybe a little bit of a roll would be apropos. Looks like it's going to be really close. And just a nose hit. Keeping the play on the left side of the sheets. So now Chen's going to try and return the favor with a takeout of his own. I would think they would try to roll toward the right to try to bring that guard I've mentioned earlier into play. But we'll see if it's there. The players are cleaning their rocks, which is a sound curling play. It's like a single strand of hair can ruin a shot. So they want to try and keep everything as clean as possible to avoid that situation called a pick. Okay, so he got rid of one of the blues. I think they were hoping for it to hit a little thicker to stick around. So now Gilbert's sitting 1. But he's looking to put the rock in a position to sit 2 and make it hard for Chen to score. So yeah, cleaning your rocks, using your broom to sweep the ice, all common tactics to try to avoid debris leading that stone astray. Both sweepers are on it now. David's pitching in to help. They wanted to at least be touching the house, and it will. And I think they wanted to keep it high, which is going to maybe go a little deeper than they would have liked. So now facing 2, Chen is likely just going to hit that blue for a single point. So just a hit for 1. There's not a double there for blank in the end or anything like that. I heard control up. I think they're looks really good. Gonna nose that for a single point. So maybe not the multiple point score that he was hoping for, but avoiding giving up another steal. That is a single point for Team Chen. They trail 3-1. And Team Gilbert has the hammer when we come back to the 2024 MoPac Men's Arena Playdowns, brought to you by doubletakeout.com. start of the 6th end of a possible 8. It's been a close fought battle. No multiple point ends so far in this game. And this rock is going to over curl slightly, perhaps. End up being just an off-center guard. And so it looks like Gilbert wants Jerry St. James to put up a corner guard. It's carrying a little bit. Actually, it might draw in. And it will settle into the house. Actually goes through the house.
Okay, they tend to say we're making a little bit too much noise. She's going to take it here.
So this is Blomgren's second. This feels like a guard. Actually, I think it might get around that guard, settle in the house. 4-shot stone, mostly buried. Although it looks like it's open enough for Gilbert to ask Jerry to take on. This needs to curl back. Okay, so now to take out, he was asking for that corner guard again. Or the shot drawn to the sides. So the definitely lighter weight is going to actually end up in the house behind the tee line. And so Will Chen, I think, was looking at taking it on. But he's opting to draw, try to go around that guard a second time for Alec. So this is definitely going to be more of a guard weight. As Will jumps up to help sweep. So now Gilbert can clear the guards, and that is what Tyler is being asked to do. Looked maybe a little tight. It's going to get one, I believe. And it's just barely scrapes by that blue in the house. So it's now Chen sitting shot stone on the button and Gilbert sitting second rock on the right wing. And it looks like Chen's asking for Alex to draw, provide some center coverage for that shot stone. Got 15-3-7, which is enough for top 4, it looks like. They did sweep it a lot though. So looking for takeout here.
And Lana Poole wants to say hi to the viewing audience.
That's a lot of pool saying hello from the warm room to all the viewers coast to coast and across around the world.
Kisses and hugs.
So that was, I think, a made shot. Our broadcast perch is in the warm room. This is kind of fun to kind of hear some of the overlapping conversation. Hopefully it's not too distracting for people listening at home. So I think this is a draw. So we went from Gilbert sitting 2 to now Chen sitting shot on the button and Gilbert sitting second shot on the right forefoot. And that was a tight guard. See how much it's actually protecting. I would say about 40%, maybe 60%. So it's pretty covered, so it looks like Team Gilbert's looking to just clear that guard. And if they get lucky, maybe get 2. So looking for some takeout weight here. Got 8-9. It does clear the guard, and the shooter's going to roll wide out of play. As Alec throws his last of the third stones. Looks like it's on the guard, perhaps. Actually, it's past the guard. Gonna settle in. They heard back 8 a lot. And that is where the ruck does end up. Back 8 foot. So Gilbert has the hammer, and they are in a situation to try to score multiple points. Looks like Team Chen is first and third shot, while Team Gilbert is second shot. And Remy is going to try to take out that red on the button. Trying to hold that line. It's going to be close, and it doesn't stick around. The shooter rolls wide left out of play. So now, if Chen were able to get rid of that blue stone in the house, really assert control of this end. Will Chen getting set for a hack weight takeout. You can see that that blue stone is not very well covered by the red guard. Very exposed for Chen to take on. Let's see here. Sorry. No sweeping. Now just cleaning. And looks like they're going to clip the blue. The blue's going to go away. Shooter jams on the back red. And it looks like a wide open house. That was a very slow play. Let's see that again. And it looks like they're going to clip the blue. The blue's going to go away. Shooter jams on the back red. And it looks like so there was not a lot of weight in that shot, but they really accomplished a lot. One thing that that curlers think they have to do is that as you're doing a takeout, they need to throw a missile, and that's not necessarily the case. You do need to throw enough weight, but enough weight is not necessarily a lot of weight. He got 2 other rocks moving and to go out of play, and they were able to have some control over that shot. So this is Hurst first with the hammer. It's going to settle in, I believe, the back of the house. Somewhat covered. So it looks like, I think Chen's going to try and draw on top of it. Although the potential downside is if it's not right on target, it could be a hit for 2 for Gilbert. This is Will Chen's last here in the 6th. This looks to be a little up weight. 13.15, so that's probably back line the hack weight. And it's going to go through the house. That was hack weight. So now all Gilbert has to do is touch paint with his last rock to score 2 and cement a 5-1 lead over Team Chen. Excuse me. This is David Hurst with the last rock for Team Gilbert in the 6th end. Need to just touch paint. They're sweeping. Needs a bit more. It's there. So that is a deuce. And settles in top of the button. And got some fist bumps amongst Team Gilbert for an end well played. So we're going to take a pause, and when we come back, Team Chen will have the hammer for the latest action of the 2024 MoPac Men's Arena Playdowns, coming to you live from Lake Tahoe Epic Curling. Welcome back to the 2024 MoPac Men's Arena Playdowns, brought to you by doubletakeout.com. Looking for a guard, I believe. Oh, it's 14-9. Actually, it's going to probably settle in at the top of the house. And that's pretty close to tee line weight. So if you wanted to throw a shot right on the button, that would be the weight to throw from the back line to the hog line. Sorry, no, sorry. I apologize. That's between the hog lines, from hog line to hog line. Looks like Martin Blomgren's going to be asked to do a takeout. Maybe a corner guard. I say corner guard now. Coming up a little light. It's not a hog, actually. It's going to be short of the hog line. And that rock is going to be removed from play. You only lose the rock for the ends. I taught a learn to curl once. I thought that like maybe you lost the rock for the rest of the game, which would be unbearably cruel, I would think. Looking for another draw. This one's probably going to be a little lighter and hopefully sit on top of the blue that Jerry just threw. And it looks like it will settle in right on top. I may have wanted to sweep a little bit to try to get them closer together for like a freeze possibly. Because now there's a double for Blomgren to try to take on. Actually, this is going to be the corner guard that Blomgren tried to throw his first rock and was able to execute the second time. As I mentioned repeatedly, and stop me if you've heard this before, but if you give a curler more than one chance to make the shot, chances are they'll make it the second shot or even beyond that. So it looks like Gilbert's going to try and ask Tyler to basically draw into the pile again. Sweepers are on it. I heard hair light. I don't know if it's in regards to this. It is a hair light though. So it also just kind of dove right there. 17-6. So it partially covers the shot stones. I don't think it covers it very well, but it does block that draw path to or around the corner guard. So I think this is now the sixth rock at the end. So Chen can take out the guards. He can also try to make a play on the rocks in the rings for Alec Mitchell. Looks like he's going to make some contact on the blue. He's going to get both moving. It's 1, 2. One goes out the back, and the other one just rolls wide to the left. Still shot stone. And the shooter is stuck around to be a second stone. Tyler's last, I believe. Looks like it's going to miss, unfortunately. Have a good crowd in the warm room. Yeah. I mean, where else would you... I wasn't asking for it, guys, but thank you.
You kind of did.
Thanks to them for coming out on a Friday afternoon in Tahoe. I'm sure there's some zip lining or mountain biking they could have chosen to do, but they chose to come down here to the club. So looks like that's an odd way for that shot to end up. Looks like it did help out for Chen, because it kicks the red guard into the top of the house. And so now, I guess it's a question of how daring Gilbert wants to be. Because you guys might know my favorite catchphrase by now. I think the double's there. If they hit the left red on the inside and have it roll back onto the right red, that could be a double there. I think they're opting for the more sure shots, having the red on the right as Gilbert's shot is away. So it's going to hit, and it's going to roll. It just kind of rolls on top of the blue out of play. So it does reduce the scoring opportunities for Chen. However, Chen could hit that red in the house back on top of the blue. It looks like it's about almost 6 feet of a run back, which is makeable. And that way he would have red under protection. And that does seem to be the shot that he was looking at. They're also considering drawing. They do have the hammer, and they definitely need to start getting some points on this board. When I say this board, I mean the scoreboard. So it looks like they're opting to clear the guards. They have, I think, 3 stones remaining. 4 stones remaining. This is Alec Eaton Salners is first. Because we have some curler hair in the way. So it does accomplish the mission of clearing the guard. And so now for Gilbert, they can get rid of that red. Maybe roll under the other red that's kind of in the guard zone. You don't want to run the red onto the blue. That would be the miss. So you want to hit it high and to the left from this view, or to the right from this view, the head-on camera that we have. This is Gilbert's last of the third stones here in the 7th end. Looks like it's going to be mission accomplished. The shooter itself rolls wide out of play. And so now there's just one rock in the house, pretty open. And it looks like Chen's asking for a slight tap. Looking for a backline weight from Eaton Salners. And move your head. He can't hear me. It's fine. Although I did try to adjust cameras higher to avoid this situation, but I guess I was not successful. So trying to hit and not too much of a roll. So now Gilbert can have David Hurst follow that last shot from Eden Salners down the way. Curious about how much of a roll they want. Looking for some curl. I think it's going to roll back just slightly. I say slightly. It's going to go through the house. Out of play. Oh, actually, it's going to hang around on the back wing. So now we have a totally wide open house. The blank might be in the picture as Will Chen makes his way down the ice. I think just looking for a draw. Probably a great opportunity to time. Looks to be a little upweight. It's hard to tell with the camera, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't think I got a good time either. So that was a good shot there from Will Chen. That is at least half buried under that corner guard. And so it looks like, I would guess Gilbert would do a heavy draw to chip that red out. Can't be a full heat because it would run the risk of jamming on that guard. This is the last rock for Team Gilbert without the hammer in the 7th end. Calling hard line. It looks pretty close. It's going to be... Oh, it just kisses the guard. And the shooter's going to roll through the house. So now Chen has the touch the paints anywhere in the rings for 2. It can be a harder shot than you think. Because you would think all you have to do is touch paint, but sometimes you get into your head that you might be too light or too heavy. It's kind of crazy, but this is as close to a sure thing as we can do here. As Will Chen throws his last rock, the hammer, here in the 7th end. Just need to touch paint for a second point. They can kind of wig off of the shot stone, but as long as the shot stone sticks around, oh my goodness, that shot stone rolled out of play. So, like I said, I hope it wasn't an announcer's curse. Just a single point for Chen. It's still a fairly close game, 5-2, as we head into the last end of regulation. So we mentioned the timing. Teams have 30 minutes of thinking time to play 8 ends. Checking to see what the tiebreaker is if the score was tied after 8. So should the game be tied after 8 ends, an extra end will be played as a continuation of the regulation game. If the score is tied after that, then we do a draw shot, skip stones, to see one stone per team to see which team can be closer to the button. And we're not having an earthquake in the ice house, just people walking on the boards. It happens. During the playoffs, though, I believe in the championship game, I think they'll play as many extra ends as necessary to resolve the championship. So someone is calling a timeout, I believe. Not on this sheet, though. So I mentioned the thinking time. Teams have 1 minute timeouts to stop the clock and think about what they've done now. Think about what they want to do. This looks to be a little upweight. And actually it's going to crash on the guard. And they're going to put the guard back in place as a 5 rock rule violation. So a bit of a miss. It does give Chen and first Martin Blomgren a chance to draw around that guard. So Martin apparently failed a learn to curl in 2019, which I'm not sure how that happened.
Yeah, once they curl the stone, you can move.
And then he was also voted most likely to take up bowling, which I had to say, ouch. That was a really great draw there from Blomgren. And I think they're going to do a heavy draw. Get around that guard and maybe settle down on top of the red or next to the red. As we see Jerry's shots. This is coming up a bit heavy, which I thought they were going to do, but it's wide, so it's going to go through the house out of play. So Chen needs 3 points to tie, 4 for the win. It's a fairly tall order, especially at this level of play. Not impossible, though. As it looks like Alec Mitchell is being asked to draw around the guard and put another stone in the top of the house. Calling for a sweep. It's handing out pretty wide. And actually, it's a really good shot there. They found a really good path. And so Ramin's saying no more of that. He's going to clear the guard and get access to the stones in the house. Tyler Fredsall, pardon me. Looking to peel the guard and consider that guard peeled. The shooter is going to roll wide to the right, out of play. While Team Chen just set up on the next shot, let's check out bonspiele.com to see how the second sheet game is going. the one country clash between teams Spangler and Fry. So after the fourth end break, Fry was forced to single with a hammer. Likewise, Spangler was also forced to single, but Spangler was holding a pretty hefty lead and still leads to this point 8-3. And actually, for the our feature shake, this is the first game I've seen in 3 draws to have a game go the distance. And Alec puts the guard back up. Tyler gets set. Looking for some curl. We're gonna peel that guard. So the way this end is going right now, the game would favor Gilbert, because Chen's just going to keep putting up guards and daring Gilbert to get rid of them. Any miss could change how the end plays. However, if they keep putting up guards and Gilbert keeps removing them, at some point Chen's going to have to change the shot, because all Gilbert has to do is prevent Chen from getting 3 points to secure the win. So that's a tighter guard. And it looks like there could be a double there. And of course, there's also a point where the game is mathematically out of hand, and that's called running the other team out of stones. Not quite there yet, as we again are looking to try to remove the guard and hopefully get rid of one of the other reds too. Line's pretty good, maybe a smidge wide, but it's coming back. Just gonna get one, and that's all. And the guard's also going to stick around. So that could arguably call a miss. So it looks like Chen sitting 2, and I think they just kind of maybe want to mug up the front of the house. They need to be sitting 2. They need to be sitting 3. Pardon me. And it looks like a pretty good shot there. Does set up a possible double.
Tonight, we're on TV tonight. We're in prime time, boys.
So it looks like Gilbert's going to try and take out their own guard. Maybe run it back into the pile. So right now, Chen's sitting 3. They would be able to tie the game. This is Gilbert's last here, looking to move some granite. This is going to peel the guard. So now I think, despite not having the hammer, Chen has the momentum, if not the advantage. So I switched there real quickly because Alec was, I think, cooling Will Chen's delivery broom, which is a wrapped straw broom, which is only legal for delivery. It can't be used for sweeping. Teams are using the competitive curling pads this weekend. It's a fabric that is universally known for its mediocrity, and that was developed so as to not give teams an undue advantage from like the broom head technology. So I think Chen's going to draw, sit on top of the 3 reds they already have in the house. And Chen's rocks away. Looking for a guard. And a guard it shall be. It's about 1.5 feet in front of the house. And so now Ramin is calling for some clearing action on the right side, kind of ignoring that guard that was just put up. And this is David Hurst's first with a hammer here in the 8th end. Again, looking to move some granite. Gonna get 1. Is there gonna be more than 1? Just 2, just 3 rocks moving. 2 rocks move out of the house. That's a double takeout. Brought to you by doubletakeout.com. Again, looking to move some granite. Gonna get 1. Is there gonna be more than 1? Just 2, just 3 rocks moving. 2 rocks move out of the house. That's a double takeout. Brought to you by doubletakeout.com. So that was a great shot there by David Hurst. And so now, this is a tricky situation. We are to the point where Chen is almost run out of stones. They need to be sitting 3 after this shot, or it's handshakes, game over. Just a quick reminder, our night games tonight are at about 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. The featured game is going to be Team Barents of Orange County taking on Team Pomeroy of Oval. And then the nightcap, some MoPac after dark. We are calling a timeout. So let's see if I can listen in. We can never listen in, but let's see if we can listen in.
I don't think it's. Let's see it. We have to try it. Yeah. I just don't know how to execute this.
Right. I mean, it's got to be like back 8 or back 12.
Yeah, it goes here and then it just kind of spins in, hopefully.
Yeah.
It is kind of far away from that. Unless you want to, if we hit it heavy, it's never.
I think
You gotta get the right handle off of this. This is gonna curl this.
But then you're gonna hit this way.
No, if you hit this side, right, it's gonna come in with the handle this way.
Shooter's got to come in.
So I think we're gonna bring on this side. So we're gonna hit us around here, I think.
Yeah.
All right, and then like a back 8 weight, which is.
Yeah, maybe even back 12 because you gotta get both of them. Yeah.
So there's only one shot that they can really call, and they need to be able to split that red guard into the house. And so they're just kind of talking about the best way to accomplish that. And let's see if Will Chen has it in his pocket here. Last rock to keep the game alive. Will Chen hoping to split the guard into the rings. This is hanging out, needs to come back. It's close. It kisses the red into the house. The red shooter goes through the house out of play. Oh man, that was close. And so Chen threw his last rock. So I believe technically the game ends. Well, Team Gilbert won the game. This end is part of the official score, but I don't know what they're going to put on the score. So, regardless, it doesn't matter too much. That was a hard-fought game, one of the closest games we've seen so far this weekend, and just a really great example of some of the play that you'll see here at the MoPac Arena Men's Playdowns. So I hope you'll join us later tonight for the nightcap. But before we do that, let you guys know about those games. Just to recap on Bonspieler. Spangler won the Sheet B game by a score of 9-3. So that's going to kind of wrap things up until we see you at 6:30 Pacific time, where the game will be Team Barron versus Team Pomeroy. And then the nightcap, MoPac After Dark, will be at about 9:45. And that game will be Team Fry taking out Team Hernandez. So, and if you have to leave tonight, we're going to be here all day Saturday. With games starting at 8:30 and continuing until 9:30 at night. So for now, for all of us here at MoPac, Lake Tahoe, Epic Curling, and DoubleTakeout.com, this is your host Ryan Olson saying so long and good curling.